The Philadelphia 76ers just wrapped up their NBA Summer League 2024 debut in Salt Lake City, Utah, and they were by far one of the most entertaining squads I've seen play in the past few days. The Sixers took down the Thunder 102-92 tonight and were led by Ricky Council IV and former ACC stars Jared McCain and Judah Mintz. Today, we're going to get into how these guys played in their Summer League debut and what to expect for them coming forward. Now, just before we get into the video, this is not who I think the top three players were from tonight's game. These are just three of my favorite players that I wanted to kind of discuss and sit down and actually have a conversation about. First off, we got to start with the guy who led the game in scoring with 29 points, Ricky Council IV. Council did it all on the floor tonight, converting on 50% of his shots from the field and 50% of his shots from three. He also added 8 points to his performance tonight, and last season with the actual Philadelphia 76ers NBA team, he averaged 5 points, and for their G League affiliate Delaware Bluecoats, he averaged 23 points. Council went undrafted in the 2023 NBA draft, and the 76ers picked him up on a two-way soon after the draft ended, and I'm extremely happy they did because he has proven to be one of the best guys in the G League last year and could be a rising young star for the Sixers organization, in the next few years. He had a great career at Arkansas. He was highly sought after as soon as the draft ended, and every team knew that he went undrafted. I'm really happy he chose to sign with the 76ers because when it comes to our G League team, he was 100% one of our best players last season, and I think that he can make a solid rotation impact. Maybe it's this year, maybe it's next year. I think he will play really well alongside Tyrese Maxey. Obviously, we just drafted Jared McCain, who we'll get to in a few minutes, but Tyrese Maxey, Paul George coming in from free agency, and Joel Embiid, we just re-signed Maxey. I think that Ricky Council can really crack that rotation and make some significant changes and really help us as a squad next year. And if he's not, he'll be on that two-way in the G League, just developing and being ready for his chance when he does get called up. I was extremely impressed by the way he played against the Thunder last night or tonight whenever you guys are watching this video, especially in the fourth quarter where he dropped 19 points. I think that he got to the rim really well, and he also got to his spots outside the arc really well. I didn't get to see much of him last season just because he spent a lot of the time in the G League, but watching him tonight, I think that there's no doubt he's going to be one of the best players in this year's Summer League, and I think that he can definitely make an impact on the 76ers' actual NBA roster in the next few years. Next up is the 76ers' first-round draft pick out of Duke, Jared McCain. Jared had a decent showing tonight, but just struggled a little bit shooting from beyond the arc. Obviously, at the collegiate level, McCain was known for his shooting abilities, and that's the main reason he was selected in the first round. But tonight, he just couldn't really connect on his three-point shots, going 0 for 6. Other than his perimeter shooting, I was impressed by how crafty McCain was when it came to getting to the rim and finishing through contact over taller defenders. It was also really cool to see how he played on the defensive side of the ball, forcing the Thunder guards to settle for bad shots and creating forced turnovers. I think McCain definitely has a bright future in this league due to his shooting abilities, and I wouldn't look too far into this performance as we have seen many guys take a little time to get rid of the first professional game nerves. Last guy I want to talk about is undrafted guard out of Syracuse, Judah Mintz. Now, as a diehard Syracuse basketball fan, seeing Judah go undrafted wasn't necessarily a shock, but I knew that following the draft, he would get an opportunity to play somewhere for the Summer League, and conveniently, my 76ers signed him to their roster. Judah came off the bench in his Summer League debut, but I was pretty happy with how he performed with the minutes he was given. Judah finished with 6 points, 2 assists, and 2 steals in 16 minutes played. Mintz was one of the top defenders on the team tonight, as he was in the ACC last season, and for being an undersized guard with not the best outside shooting ability, he is going to have to make up for that on the defensive side of the ball. One of my favorite plays from the night was actually a steal from Jared McCain, which led to a fast break dunk for Judah Mintz going the other way. I thought it was really cool to see these old conference rivals in the ACC playing together, connecting, and just being on the same team. It was really cool. Obviously, when you think of Syracuse-Duke, that's a pretty big rivalry the past couple of years in the ACC. Well, maybe not the last couple of years because it hasn't been very competitive, but 2016, 2017, 18, it was a pretty big rivalry, Syracuse and Duke, and so to see Jared McCain and Judah Mintz teaming up on the 76ers roster, I thought it was really cool, and that play in particular was also really cool to see. Just Judah Mintz getting a chance to show what he's got and prove to all of the NBA scouts that are at these Summer League games what he can do and why he deserves a two-way contract. Now, he only attempted 1 3-pointer against the Thunder, which he missed, but he did go 3 for 5 from the field otherwise. His 2 other buckets, other than the dunk, were both crafty finishes in the paint over taller defenders, which is also what we saw a lot of his scoring come from last year with Syracuse. I'm really excited to see where Judah ends up following the Summer League, and I hope he can lock in a two-way contract somewhere and take his time to develop in the G League. Comment what you noticed from the 76ers Summer League debut and what stood out to you. I appreciate you guys watching, and make sure to subscribe to the channel down below.